Marky Mark, sing it with me. Sing it. He comes from Sweden, the girls are very nice. He left his girlfriend to play with Declan Rice. Da 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 da. He's scoring goals with a cannon on his chest. His name is Viktor Gyökeres. Da 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 da. Marky Mark. Big boy signing. Viktor Gyökeres, 63 mil to Arsenal. Done. We're one away from the magnificent 7. What are you saying, my guy?
Congratulations, bro. Like, as I said before in previous podcasts, Viktor Gyökeres is someone I'm eagerly looking to see how he's going to perform in the Premier League, because everyone's going on, oh my God, where he's playing right now in Sporting, it's the Portuguese league, like anyone can score a million goals. Whilst that is true, seeing I still believe that Viktor Gyökeres is born and made to play in the Premier League. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are super excited. You finally got a striker. Some of you still prefer to have Sesko. I think you're wrong. It looks like Newcastle are going to be getting Sesko. But I think for you right now, Viktor Gyökeres is the man that could potentially take you over the line and win the league finally in over, 3-4 decades. So, yeah. By the way,
we're going to talk about that. Go on.
By the way, yeah, that song, yeah. Did you actually have to learn that? For the podcast.
The lyrics are something else. He's supposed to be leaving to play. He's supposed to be leaving to play in red and white, but I just think it sounds better that he's leaving. He dumped his girlfriend to play with Declan Rice.
Declan Rice.
Just much better.
I was thinking, is that the official song?
It's the new chant that the Arsenal fans are going on, but they'll take my lyrics now. Right, guys, we are going to discuss all the weekly transfer news between Arsenal and Chelsea. We're going to kick it off with Arsenal. There is plenty of news to cover, so stay tuned because we have a ton to cover. First things first, we just spoke about Gyökeres. I want to ask you, 63 mil, I think it's good value personally for exactly the reasons you said. He's ready to score goals now. He's built for the Premier League. We're going to talk about Arsenal as well in terms of title chances in another pod. But I want to just quickly mention before we move off Gyökeres, obviously great signing. Obviously Arsenal fans are happy. We think it'll be a great signing. The shirt he's going to be wearing, the number 14. Here's the lineage. Thierry Henry, number 14. Aubameyang wore number 14. The mighty Eddie Nketiah wore the number 14. But he's going to get that shirt. What are your thoughts on that, my guy?
Don't really care. It's just a shirt. What's so important about it? What's so important? If it ain't...
It's a fact. For Arsenal, it's a big thing. You're wearing the number 14, okay. You have to do it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay. I like 9 in there. I like 9. Like, if you play the 9, you play the 9. Like, if I was a player, I would like the 9. If I'm a 6, I want the 6. If I'm a playmaker, I want the 10. I want the 10 and I want the proper number. But I get it. That 14 is connected to legendary Arsenal players. And taking it off. And Eddie Nketiah, yeah, okay. But Thierry and stuff, yeah, it's a lot. I don't know how long it's going to take for him to adapt because it is still a big step up, even from the Championship to the Portuguese League to the Premier League. Yeah, you played in England, but you haven't played in the Premier League. But he's going to be playing with players, respectfully, about 10 times better than the Sporting team is playing right now. So
Sporting's got some good players, but you're right.
They do, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not being disrespectful.
Yeah,
I'm just saying you get what I'm saying. So, but I think he will adapt quickly. I think that you have a real asset. I think you're also going to need to tweak your play a little bit because obviously you got. You know, you had Kai Havertz who likes to drop deep, X, Y, Z, and I think you're gonna have to adapt a little bit to him to get the best, to squeeze the best out of Gyökeres. And as I said, I'm not the biggest Arteta fan. Let's see if he can actually do that.
I'm going to talk to you about that in detail on our next pod because honestly, and guys, you want to tune into that because what Arteta's building is actually quite similar to something else. But anyway, right, Eze, linked to Arsenal. Apparently now he is all eyes on him. We're trying to get that deal done for around 60 mil. Palace are holding out for 68 mil. This will complete what I'm calling the magnificent 7 for Arsenal. Kepa, Mosquera, Norgard, Zubimendi, Noni Madueke, Viktor Gyökeres, and Eze. That would be our 7 signings for the window. If we get Eze, great window for me. And I think this has legs. What are your thoughts if we get Eze, my guy?
I think that if you really want, bro, I don't know if you managed to catch the Arsenal Newcastle
I did, bro. Did, bro.
Let me tell you, yeah, before that game, I was going to say to you, Arsenal, if they sign Eze, that will complete the team. But after watching the pre-season game against Newcastle, you guys have someone incredibly special in the form of Max Daman. Now, I didn't watch the whole game, but I've seen a lot of people going, "Oh my God, Max Daman." So I was like, I watched a clip on YouTube, and it was just about his performance and all of his touches, his moves, his dribbling. Let me tell you something here. Max Daman is the most exciting player I have seen that's English since Joe Cole. I think that Max Daman at 15 years old, he's built like he's 18, 19. Nice. He's rapid. He's a dribbler. He's super skillful. And I think his biggest asset, bro, when you see him driving with the ball, yeah, I think his biggest asset is his confidence. And it's not arrogance. You can tell it's born in him, like that confidence. I think he has the same skill set on the level as Phil Foden. Now, they're different players, right? Max Daman is a dribbler, a skillful dribbler who is definitely not afraid to take a shot. Whereas, Phil Foden likes to carry the ball, maneuver the ball, work the ball, caress the ball a little bit, fling the ball side to side, and he's a maverick. Whereas Max Daman, bro, as a dribbler, and the whole point of me having this spiel, because you got AFTV fans, you got Turkey saying he's unreal, you got Lee Judges saying, bro, we've got a gem, we've got the best player at 15 in the world. And you know what? I agree. And the whole point of me having this spiel, Max Daman, you don't even need Eze. I would go ahead and say that. I think Max Daman is so good, yeah, he should go ahead of Eze, ahead of Madueke, ahead of Trossard, ahead of Martinelli, right? I think he is that good. And you know what? Out of Chelsea's crazy, stupid, unpredictable spending, Chelsea, Bowley, I know you're watching. Here's my biggest tip. Sign Max Daman now. Sign Max Daman, bro, because he is... Hey, careful, mate. Chelsea have the ability to do that. They can sell the Chelsea project to friggin' anyone, right? And that's proven. But in terms of Eze, gets him, he's Premier League proven, he scores goals, he's direct, he actually completes the team. And I know a lot of people are going to be thinking, oh my God, this is insane, you must be joking. I am a little bit. Okay, he's 15 years old, you can't put him into the first team. But you know what, yeah, he will definitely be on the fringes. And if you don't get Eze, having Max Daman there, bro, I wouldn't be too fussed, because for me, I want to say the craziest thing, he'll probably slot into the Chelsea team. He'll probably slot in. I'll put him ahead of Jamie Gittins, bro. He's that exciting. What's your thoughts on Max Daman and what I just said?
Yeah, look, you're on the money. You said a lot there, right? I think basically, going back to your original point, yes, he's not afraid. That's his greatest asset. Or is it? I'll tell you what's another great asset. Us Gooners have been aware of Max Daman since last season, maybe just a bit before, right? So last season there was a lot of noise around him. So as Gooners, we've seen quite a bit of him already. Watching the game against Newcastle, the kid is special. Not just the highlights. You watch his
super special.
You watch his calmness and his aura throughout the 90. Throughout a game, he is very relaxed, very calm, very confident. Listen, the boys are saying in training, he's dribbling past Gabriel and Saliba like they're nothing. Here's the asset that Dowman has. He is not afraid to take on players, but when he takes them on, he glides past them. He's a glider. He's like Federer, just glides over the grass. The kid is built like an 18, 19-year-old. He's got strength, but he has got talent. The way he takes on players is unreal. So yes, Max Daman, I would love to see him play a part, because if you're good enough, you're old enough. I've always subscribed to that theory. Now, Eze. The reason why I think Eze is important, we're talking about squad depth here, right? We're talking about fighting on multiple fronts. We're talking about having a squad that wants to challenge in the Champions League, go deep, and maintain a Premier League title challenge. And you've got cup competitions. Now, Eze can come in, but he's versatile. We spoke about this. Odegaard last season, poor season. Eze isn't naturally always playing out on the left, right? The guy can play on the wings, but he can play across the front line and he can play that number 10 role. He can come in and make sure he needs to keep Odegaard honest, and Odegaard needs to make sure that Eze's not playing in his position, so Eze then maybe plays on the left for certain games and whatever else, right? Because Odegaard cannot put in a performance like he did last season. Otherwise, you got Eze breathing down your neck. Now, I think Odegaard will play better this season. I think Zubimendi will help that, but I think an Eze signing is very big, not just for squad depth, but also to get the best out of Odegaard, because then he'll have someone breathing down his neck. Mark, who else can play the Odegaard role in our team? No one. So he doesn't have any competition. You got Eze in the squad and suddenly you're like, well, I know he's going to be playing out on the left potentially, but if I don't perform, he could take my role, captain or not. So I think Eze would be a great signing. 60 mil, I think he's well worth that. And yes, Max Dowman, he's good enough. So I'd love to see him play a part. We'll make sure we need to nurture him correctly as well. But, you know, things are looking good. All right. Okay. So
if hold on 1 second. But by the way, you was like, who you only got one person in Odegaard, right? If he flops, who else do you have? What about Kai Havertz, bro?
Can't play the
You know
10
what?
for me.
Really? Bro,
Not for me.
I think, yeah, if Odegaard is not performing next season, I think that you guys need to play Kai Havertz, because I think that is his actual best position. And I think that you need to give a run of in that position, a run in the team and see how it performs, especially if Odegaard's not performing, bro. But Kai Havertz can still do a job for you. I don't think I don't think he's a first team player. But if players are not on form, you're going to have to consider him.
But where's he going to get used? You've seen he's bulked up. I don't know if you've seen any footage of Kai Havertz, right? But he's a different size now. And he's packed on quite a bit of muscle. And I don't believe that will be to play the number 10 role. If we get Eze, I think Eze would be ahead of him playing the number 10. But okay, you're right. And I was a bit hasty saying he can't play the number 10. He can. I think he's versatile. He does a lot for us. But I think he's going to be utilised in many different positions this season. And he physically is a different beast this season. If we're struggling up top, if we need to start playing two up top because we're chasing the game, he may come on and do what Mourinho did for us, because he was scoring goals for us when he was playing up there. Equally, he may play a number 8 role, 2 number 8s in certain games. He may have to slot into midfield. He's going to be throwing himself about. And I think physically he looks very strong, looks very good. So you'll see him. You'll see him. He looks completely different to what he was before. So it'll be interesting, but I'd like to get Eze. But I think then, here's the thing we're talking about, Mark. Options. We'll have options. Final bit of news on Arsenal before move on to Chelsea, and we move on to Chelsea. We also got another deal done. Mosquera, the Valencia centre-back, bolster our centre-back options. I'm okay with it. We haven't focused on, buying 2 or 3 centre-backs like we did last season, or 2 or 3 defenders. We've bought one in, and a lot of our focus has been on the forward lines and the forwards. So I'm good with that. I think it's a decent signing for 13 mil.
Rob, do you remember what I said to you, brother, about 2 weeks ago? We had the conversation about William Saliba and Gabriel, and what happens if one of those two gets injured. I told you, I don't really think that your other centre-backs are good enough, and why you can slot in there, fair enough, that are actually good enough to
Calafiori?
Too injury prone. These are like a glass. You can't guarantee that he's going to stay fit. I did say you need another centre-back, and it's not a priority, but I think that you should get it, because that could be an important piece, especially if one of your big boys, your giants, gets injured, bro. Because last season it didn't actually end up too well when Gabriel got injured, and then you have all these, what's his name? Kifiar, whatever. Bro, they're good players, but they're not good enough, bro. You need whatever. You need someone, and getting him is a decent shout.
Look, Mark, I think I agree. It's fair enough. I think it's a bit early to say Calafiori's made of glass, but maybe he had a couple of freak injuries last season, but before coming to us, he hasn't been injured. But then again, Premier League physicality is different, so he could have a point. Either way, I agree with you. I think it's a good signing for 13 mil. Just bolsters our options, right? Okay, cool. So before we move on, we've got the 6 signings confirmed, right? We've got potentially Gabriel Jesus going out. We've got Saliba's contract situation. Looks like it's going to get confirmed pretty soon. So Berta's apparently working really, really hard on that. So Real Madrid don't just come and nab him, which they may do in the future. So things are looking good for us. We've got the 6. We're trying to get the 7th signing. Let's move on to Chelsea, Mark. And I want to start with an outgoing, if we may. João Felix to Al Nassr, 50 mil euros, 44 mil.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Chelsea fans and myself are super happy that João Felix is leaving. Now, you know what is, I like João Felix as a person, right? To come back to Chelsea last season, he had to drop his wages, and he did that because he had a previous loan stint at Chelsea. He obviously enjoyed his time. He obviously felt comfortable with the club, hence why the second signing was a permanent. When he first came in, all Chelsea fans were all a little bit, you know what, he's a little bit inconsistent. He doesn't really score. He looks good and looks fancy and classy on the ball, but there really is no impact from him. He doesn't really do enough. He doesn't justify the price. I mean, he's squeezed into the wages, but he just hasn't done it. So he's gone off. He had a couple of good games in Italy, but the rest of the season was completely dead. Last week, there were rumours of him securing a deal finally back to Benfica, the club that raised him, that grew him, that loved him. And that was only going to be for 20 million, bro. And then now, all we're hearing is from Fabrizio Romano saying that he's about to sign immediately for 48 million to Al Hilal. I mean, he's gone there. Now he's gone there, obviously, for the money, bro. Yeah, so if I was him, why not? Why not? And in Chelsea's perspective, Chelsea made a profit. What did they purchase him for? 40 million? They did that exchange. I mean.
Good money.
Then, bruv, like Chelsea, we're going to go into it. Guys, make sure you subscribe because we're going to be doing a podcast on Chelsea's dealings since Clearlake took over, and it's looking like their strategy is working, bro. And me and pretty much most other Chelsea fans were thinking this is crazy, but when you look at the numbers, you look at the profit, you look at the team that they're building, anyone that cannot fit into the system, they are just pushed aside aggressively. Now, it might be aggressively yet disrespectfully, but I think when you have a squad that big, you have to, which secures harmony. So João Felix, he looks happy. I'm happy. Chelsea fans happy. The club is happy for all the reasons that I mentioned. We wish him the best, João Felix.
Good work all round, I think.
Yes.
That's fair. So let's run through the signings that you have made, yeah? So you've got João Pedro in, all right? I'm going to speak about this at the end of the podcast, because I want to compare so far the two transfer windows from Arsenal and Chelsea. So you've got João Pedro in, you've got Jamie Gittins in, you've got Delap in, you've also got Asugo in as well from Sporting Lisbon. I don't know if that's confirmed. I think it is confirmed now. You've got him for just sub 20 million. Mamadou Sarr, Willian, I think the money comes out now, even though you kind of had that deal already agreed. And then you've got Mike Penders joining from Genk.
No. Mike Penders has been there, bro, for a few years. He's going to be loaned out to Strasbourg and replacing Petrovic, because we loaned out Petrovic last year.
Oh, that's right.
Back, we sold him.
Selling him. Yeah,
and obviously we made a massive profit on Petrovic as well. As I said to you, I think we should have kept him. Chelsea should have kept him. I still stand by that. Chelsea should have kept him. He should be a number one instead of Robert Sanchez, ahead of Jorgensen. I'm a massive fan of Petrovic. He had one of the best stats last year in the top 5 leagues. Granted, it is in Ligue 1, but still, he's a quality keeper. Bournemouth are getting a real asset, but still, Chelsea made a profit on him. And now Penders is going to... Penders supposed to be the one geezer. He's supposed to be like the future, the Petr Cech. He's supposed to be the one, but he's supposed to be bigger than Cech. But that's why they don't want to sell him. They want to ship him off to Strasbourg, see how he does. I mean, maybe that's Chelsea's strategy. Maybe they're like, maybe we'll stick with Robert Sanchez for another year, and then we'll give Mike Penders the experience at Strasbourg, bringing him. He'll be a starter next season. But well and truly, that could be their plan. I don't think that's their plan. I think they're going to keep Robert Sanchez, but there's still rumours of Donnarumma flying around. I'll take him. Yeah, I'll definitely take him. But if you still ask me, I still think that Chelsea are going to get Mike Maignan before the end of the window. And if we do that, I think we've had a very good window. Yes.
Fine. If you stick with Robert Sanchez, big mistake in my opinion. Right. Donnarumma, you mentioned him. You may get him. We've spoken about Donnarumma in past pods. Yes, of course. It'll be an upgrade. Massive wingspan. He's a winner.
Yeah.
The usual, right? And he's a good goalkeeper.
The only thing with him, though, is Maresca was a goalkeeper that can play with his feet to fit the system. And Donnarumma is the opposite to that. He's a stop-shotter.
Which is why you won't go for him, in my opinion. I don't think that's what it is. You'll go for him.
I think Man U will get him, actually. We'll see what happens with that, because that's what the rumours are saying. We'll see what happens.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Let's go. We can't not speak about your link with Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons from RB Leipzig. This is gathering more steam, Mark.
Yeah.
Are we thinking this is realistic? And I think if it is realistic, would Chelsea fans be happy with the signing of Xavi Simons?
Yeah, they will be, because I've seen like all the influencers. I've seen the George Bensons, the Josh Avestes, I've seen the Joey Knights. They're all jizzing over it. Oh my God, we need him. This will be an amazing signing.
Rory
60
as
million
well.
or whatever it is. Rory, they're all jizzing over it. As I said, I've only seen him perform in the Euros a couple of years ago, and I was like, this guy is classy. He's suave. He can move the ball. He's a bit of a magician on the ball. He runs back, checks back, works defensively. He's an all-round sort of midfielder, but they want to play him potentially on the left. You know, Maresca likes all these versatile type of players. Yeah, I mean, they're all very excited. I mean, for me personally, he's a great player. And I saw his pre-season game when they won 4-2 or whatever, RB Leipzig, and he had 2 major involvements. He pretty much ran the game. I don't know if I'm excited. I would say that, is it really necessary? Because as good of a player he is, I'd rather that Chelsea invest the club in a position that we actually like secure the goalkeeper first. Like, do it in order of priority. Like, you're just stacking up the players, and then eventually you're going to be, no one be surprised at the end of the beginning of the season, Maresca goes, you know what? I'm going to put him to the side. I'm going to put him to the side. I mean, just kind of like strengthen in the places, in the positions where you need to first. And I don't think we need to get Xavi Simons. He's a priority right now, but
yeah, exactly that, bro. Exactly that. Sorry to cut across you. I'm actually agreeing with you. Why are we talking about Xavi Simons to Chelsea when, we should be talking about Chelsea getting a keeper or something like that? Do you know what I mean? I'm saying that as a gooner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where's he gonna play? He's gonna have to play. Where are you actually gonna play Simons? You're actually. How are you gonna line up? You've got Caicedo and maybe Lavia and Cole Palmer, right? Or you've got Enzo Fernandez and you have Cole Palmer coming in from the right. You've got so many options at Chelsea. You're just adding another option. And let's not forget, we've not even spoken about Gittins, right? Oh
yeah.
What?
Neto.
I agree with you. Do you need a Neto, bro? Who I think going in last season was your best winger. So I don't know if Xavi Simons, like you, I don't know if that would be a priority. If you do get him, Mark, you're not spending chump change on him. He's going to cost you 60 mil, there or thereabouts.
Bro, you're going to pay 7 million more and, challenge Arsenal for Gyökeres. Or Victor Osimhen.
You said Gyökeres is 27, so you wouldn't get him, would you? You're not going to go with him because you're just not part of his structure. So that's the point. Yeah. But yeah, I do hear you. Okay. Let's move on, Mark, because we've got a few to cover. So you're also linked to Jarell Hato from Ajax, centre-back.
Yes.
I'm going to be completely honest. Okay, you run with this one, man. You tell me about this. Are you happy if this actually happens? Because he's going to cost you about 50 plus mil.
Yeah, for a 19-year-old that's playing in Ajax. But you know what, a lot of the big clubs have been trying to get this guy. This guy is going to be, they're saying he's going to be the next Virgil van Dijk. And when you watch some of his clips, bro, he is a complete defender. He can play as a left back. He can play on the left side of the centre back position. He can be cover for a Levi Colwill. Bro, I'm really excited about this position because we need cover for Cucurella. We need cover for Levi Colwill. And he's someone that once you give him a few games in the next season or the season after, bro, there's no reason why he can't officially challenge for those positions. He can also slot into midfield, but he is supposed to be the next coming, bro. If you watch him, bro, he's someone extremely excited. There was George Benson of Chelsea FC going, you know what? He's valued at, they're going to pay like 45 million. He was like, I'll pay 55 million because if you watch him, he's that good, bro. He has that potential, bro. He can be world class. They're going to close him as well, bro, because it looks like they've agreed personal deals. It looks like we're going to close in. I'm extremely excited to see what this guy can do, bro. You know, I'm not too keen on spending crazy amounts of money on that players I've never heard of. But if you do a bit of research, he is the one, bro. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he performs, bro. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does in the Premier League, and bringing him over at 19 to the Premier League will condition him nicely. That's my thoughts.
And what, he'll go straight into your 11 or what?
He won't go straight into, he's only 19. He is actually purchased for the future, but he will get games. They will bring him in. So yeah, I'm excited to see how that pans out. That will be a good investment, and I'm very sure, bro. Yeah, if Chelsea sell him in a few years, it will be a lot more than 50-60 million that we're paying for him. A lot more.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, I think it could be interesting. You're going to get these comparisons because the geezer's of a decent size. He plays as a centre-back and he's Dutch, right? Same as Van Dijk. So he's not only playing in Ajax, he's Dutch. So you're going to get these comparisons. The truth is, no one knows if he's going to be the next Van Dijk or not, but those rumours start. However, it does sound promising. He could be a promising young player that actually it materialises into him being a great player. So let's see. It's got
to watch
the hallmarks of a Chelsea signing of this era, right? So
yeah,
fair play. Okay, Dewsbury Hall linked to a move away from you. What do you think about that?
You know what? I like Dewsbury Hall. I think he's a tidy player. He's an effective player. Played really well in the Conference League for Chelsea last season. He's definitely not going to be getting minutes. I think that he will shine and be a lot more effective if he moves, and I think that's going to be the best move for him. If and when he does move to Fulham, which I think that they're going to close him. I think that because you live in Fulham, right? So you're going to hear a lot about it. You've got Mrs. who's Fulham fans, you know, dad and etc. That father-in-law, all Fulham. I think that you guys are going to see something a little bit different from, not you guys, but I think Fulham fans are going to see something a little bit good from Dewsbury Hall. I think that's going to be a good signing for all parties, especially if Chelsea make a profit.
Well, if Fulham do get him, I mean, we do go to a few games every season. We take the old man down there to watch Fulham. It's actually, I really like the ground as well. And we get special treatment because he's been a lifelong fan. It's great. And they've just done one of their banks. They've just done it up. So it's like nice and posh, but they still got the old part of the rest of the stadium, still the old part and the traditional and original side to Craven Cottage. It's a good stadium. It's different to pretty much every other stadium in England, or the ones that I've been to anyways. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see him. He'll also be linking up with some ex-Arsenal players as well, right? Emil Smith-Rowe's over there, Iwobi's over there. We've got a couple of others. Fulham's turning into like the old Arsenal players they've got this. No, it's interesting. I don't know. Look, if it will happen, and that'll be interesting. Another one who's linked to Fulham. Oh, Fulham, don't do this. Don't do it. Raheem Sterling loaned to Fulham. Just look at what happened to us, Fulham. Don't do it. Well, he might. I mean, surely at this point, Mark, you just want to get rid of Raheem Sterling, right? You want to get him away from Chelsea.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, but he's going out on loan. No one wants to pay for Sterling now, right?
He's not going out on loan. They're going to sign him. They're going to sign him for 20 million, and then Chelsea need to subsidise his wages, which is because he's got 2 years left on his contract. They're going to subsidise his wages. He's on 300k a week, which basically is 20 grand. They're going to get 20 grand to pay Raheem Sterling that 20 grand, and then we're going to get him off the books. And he's the last one on mega high wages, right? Because obviously when Clear Lake took over, they made some big mistakes, signing Disasi, signing Raheem Sterling. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a big mistake because he'd done so well for Man City. And when we purchased him, he was still sub 30 and we were expecting him to be a lot more effective than he has, but I don't know what it is. He just hasn't performed. He just looks all over the place a little bit. He's gone to Arsenal. Yes, he actually done nothing. And I remember, Arsenal fans so excited. Bloody Arteta, so excited to sign out. I work with him. I can get the best out of him. You didn't, Arteta. Yeah, now you're sending him back to us and we're selling him off to Fulham. I don't know how he's going to perform at Fulham. I don't know. He's going to have to take a drop in wages. They're definitely not going to be able to pay his wages. But 20 million, Chelsea fans are happy. I'm happy. The Chelsea club is happy. We're getting him off our books. We wish you the best luck, Raheem Sterling. Because if
terrible
anything,
signing.
You put effort.
Terrible signing if Fulham paid 20 million. But yeah, fair play. It'd be a really good bit of business for Chelsea because in the last couple of seasons, especially last season, how you've managed to keep value at 20 million is beyond me. But that is really, really good work if you do. Okay, interesting. So we're coming up to the end of the transfer window. Well, I say that we're coming up to the start of the season. The transfer window carries into the start of the season. But at this point, so far, I want to talk to you about the net spend of both Arsenal and Chelsea's windows. So before we wrap up, Mark, Arsenal so far have spent close to 190 million on those 6 signings we've spoken about. And Chelsea have spent just over 200 million. And we're both still linked. So there's still at least another signing in it for probably both of us, right? But up until this
Chelsea
point,
more.
Yeah, I think, look, realistically, we're either getting Eze or no one. I think you're linked with every man and his dog, as we've kind of gone over. But again, that's normal for this time of the year, right? And this time of season, just before the season starts. I think that's fair. But the total spend was interesting, Mark. It's very similar. As of today, it is very, very similar. We've spent just a bit less, 188 million. You spent a bit more, 206 million. Of the 2 windows so far, who do you think has made a better job of it, Arsenal or Chelsea?
Arsenal. Arsenal, because you've got Zubimendi, you've also got the one. Zubimendi's necessary because, Partey's gone, right? You need to have a destroyer, someone that can also move forward, look forward as well, an all-round sort of 6. You needed that, right? So you got that sorted. But the main one that you needed was a striker. You got Gyökeres, right? I'm a massive fan. I told you, if he came to Chelsea, I'll be so happy. I'll still pick him over João Pedro. Even João Pedro had an amazing first start. That, as we said before in previous pods, you've got to do it over the season. Then we can really judge him. So you got Gyökeres. I'll still have him. You got Madueke. We got 50 million for you guys. Of course, we made another profit on that. I'm not sold on Madueke. I don't think I think if you get Eze, that would be that's where the money should have really been spent. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Madueke. I mean, he's got huge potential. He's still very young. He still acts raw, but he's so selfish, and he can disrupt the harmony within the team. Remember last year when there was this big fiasco with Chelsea taking the penalty, and he took the ball. He was being all selfish and stingy with the ball, and then Cole Palmer pushed him because, no, I'm just going to take it, get out of the way. So there's little moments like that when it comes to Madueke. You guys are going to experience a little bit of turbulence with him. And in terms of impact, I don't think that he's worth 15 million. He could be. I could be wrong. I'm not too keen on that. Who else you got? You got Mosquera. Okay, cool. He's a great signing. You need someone to cover the centre backs, in case one of your giants gets injured or whatever.
Yep.
Who else have you got?
We got Norgard in for 10 million, the Brentford captain.
He's a great signing.
Yeah, exactly. He comes in to replace Jorginho, which I think is great. He brings the experience, brings leadership. And then we've also got Kepa for 5 mil as backup keeper, who had a great season at Bournemouth last season out on loan.
What I will say is, before I let you take the mantle, so I would say that in terms of the incomings, Arsenal have had a better season so far than Chelsea's incoming transfers. But when I look at the bigger picture, we take in consideration the incomings and the outgoings and the profit that Chelsea have made, and we're still looking to ship so many more players. Chelsea have done some amazing business in terms of, especially with the money generated. This window, and it's still going, it's still not over. They still need to ship off loads more players. The Nkunkus, the Joao's once that's done, Juju. There's a couple of other players here. Kani Chukwuemeka, he's going to be shipped off. Hopefully Borussia will pay 40, 50 million for him. Bro, I think that overall Chelsea have done better business. But in terms of your incomings, I am a little bit jealous. And I'm really just jealous of Gyökeres. That's my opinion. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, fair enough. Just on that last point, we're also working on shipping off quite a few, right? We've got Reece Nelson on the books, we've got Fabio Vieira, we've got Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko, and they're all linked with moves away. There's also rumours of Trossard leaving if we get Eze in, and so forth, right? So we've got quite a lot to do in terms of outgoings. What I will say is Berta's come in, and so far, so good. I think he's done a great job so far.
Yeah.
And he's gone out there and got the marquee signings done, the Zubimendis, the Gyökereses, but the Kepas, no one's talking about anymore. 5 mil, what a great signing. The Norgard to replace Jorginho. By the way, we moved Jorginho on. So we are trimming the squad as well. I think Arsenal are operating way better than we were doing towards the end of Wenger's reign. I think we're operating like a different beast. We're operating like a big club again. So I'm happy with that. I am looking at Chelsea's window. I agree with you. I think Arsenal have had the better windows from an incomings point of view. I think we just had a better window, personally. We can talk about better business in a different light, but we've got a lot of people that are going to be outgoing. Jorginho's already gone. We've got a lot more.
But how much
going
profit
out.
are you going to be making on these players? You're going to be making a loss out of every single player that you've mentioned. All the players that Chelsea are shipping off, we're making a massive profit on.
But Mark,
that's what I'm saying.
Who cares? At the end
well,
of the day,
I'm telling you who had a better business.
Would you rather, okay, yeah, you want to run Chelsea like a business and finish fourth? Great. But that's what you're going to do this season. I'll tell you why, and it sounds raw, and Chelsea fans, I know I'll get a lot of stick from Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans have been telling me, oh, we just won the Club World Cup. Yeah, good for you. It's a pointless cup. At the end of the day, you look at your business that you've done, and you look at, no, it's nothing. Listen, I wouldn't swap windows with you because you just said we've had a better window. So
I said you've had a better incoming window. I said
exactly.
Overall, though, Chelsea have had a better window, bro. Because we
generate. What is that going to equate to?
Well, more signings, bro. More signings.
No.
Bro, that's how business works, bro. You sell players for a profit, and you buy better players. You pimp them up and sell them on. Bro.
And what did we do for 10 years after 2004 moved to the stadium? We did great business. And what
Stop comparing Chelsea to Arsenal.
But
Stop comparing to Arsenal. Arsenal are a dead team, bro. You've got no winning bones in you. Stop comparing Chelsea to Arsenal.
You
can't do that. What do you mean? Last season we won the conference.
We won two World Cup. We won the Conference League. Good for you. What would you want to win?
Okay, what have you won? What have you won? What have you won?
What do you want to win?
No.
What do you want to win in Challenge for, Mark?
The Premier League and the Champions League. Now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What have you won? No, I answered you. I answered you. Now answer me. What have you won in 25 years?
You had your say. I'm going to have my say. Then you can dispute it. But you look at your window. You've had João Pedro come in. You had Gittins come in. You've had Delap come in. We've had Gyökeres come in. Zubimendi come in. And we're looking at Eze. You can't compare the two windows. Now, if you want to talk about good business, great. But you're going to spend that money on upcoming talent because your structure means you aren't going to make a marquee signing. Because where's your marquee signing? You've got Pedro, Gittins, Delap. You've got Willian you signed last season, Esugo, Sarr.
They're all our marquee
signings. How are you going to challenge?
Bro, because we're only like a few points off like Liverpool the middle of last year and we were so bad, bro.
And look what they've done.
We fell off. Listen. All I need to know, you're talking a lot of smack, yeah? What have you won? Don't compare it to Chelsea. Don't compare Arsenal to Chelsea, bro, because you keep doing that, yeah? Right?
What
have you actually won?
What have you won? Answer me. No, I'm not. What did you what have you won? You still can't answer me, Neil. You still can't answer me. You haven't won shit. Don't compare Arsenal to Chelsea. But Mark, you haven't won shit since the Champions League, yeah, in 2021. You haven't won shit under the Bowling era. Mark.
We haven't won shit. We won two fucking European finals, bro.
The FA Cup
you don't
is
think
bigger.
you don't think it's worth it because you haven't won it. You're not even in it. That's why you're jealous.
But Mark, you have to be shit to be in the Conference League. That's what you've won, yeah? You have to be shit.
Do you need to be? Do you need to be shit? Do you need to be shit in the Club World Cup? You can't even qualify because you need to win something. You ain't won nothing. That's why you'll never get
the last time you won something, you'll never get there. But Mark, the last time you won something of note was under the Roman era. What I'm saying to you is, you're getting annoyed. I understand it, but what I'm saying to you is...
I'm getting annoyed. Answer me, what have you won in 20 years? Nothing.
We've won nothing, bro. Nothing of note. Nothing of note.
Don't compare yourself to Arsenal and Chelsea. Don't compare that. We're on different stratospheres, bro. We will win the league before you.
You're just saying the same thing over and over again.
We will win the league before you.
How would you win the league? Okay.
We will.
Okay.
Don't tell me Arsenal are going to win the league. You're not going to win nothing, bro. You're not going to win nothing. You've got bottle mentality, bottle DNA.
Hold on, bro. Who has made more intent signings? Who's shown more intent in this window? You or us? Who's paid for the future? You. Who's paid for the here and now? Us. Zubimendi, Gyökeres. We've paid for now. Now, we might not win the league.
You've been paying for the here and now for the past 20 years. For the past 20 years, you've been paying for the here and now, and you've done nothing.
Who is in... Mark, we're not the same club. Yeah, we have 1-0. I agree with you. What I'm saying to you is, since you won the Champions League under the Bowley era, you've also won nothing because we've won FA Cups that count the same as your Conference League and your Club World Cups. They don't mean anything, mate.
They do, and then you can progress from the Europa League to the
the Premier League and the Champions League.
Do you get 100 million?
Standard.
Do you get 100 million?
Mark.
And the sort of bro.
It's 100 million to spend on what?
Don't
Jamie
compare
Dickens,
the FA Cup to the Club World Cup. Don't do that.
Spend on who?
Don't do
Your
that. Don't do that.
Means you're not going to make
FA Cup win ain't going to put no one on the map. Whereas winning the Club World Cup will definitely put you on the map.
Put you on the map for what? You're going to chat, Mark. What's the gold standard? Premier League, Champions League. Agreed?
Yep.
The signings you've made are for the future. They're for talent and resale value. Fair? You've paid for talent.
Never know, bro. No.
You've paid for talent. You've paid for talent.
No, you never know. Bro, well, we can compete.
Do you think your signings show more intent to win the Premier League than signing a Zubimendi and a Gyökeres?
Yeah,
what are your two signings? What? Pedro?
Pedro, Delap, who everybody wanted. Everyone wanted Joao Pedro.
Who wanted
Gittins?
Man United.
Man United, Newcastle.
Bro.
They did. They didn't want to go there.
Okay,
but these are our marquee signings.
Gyökeres. That's not a marquee signing, bro. One season.
They're our version of a marquee signing.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
Your version.
But that doesn't mean that we won't. That doesn't mean that we can't compete. That's what you're doing. You're ruling Chelsea out.
No.
Don't say that, bro.
No. I'm based on the window.
Don't say that.
I'm looking at the window and I'm looking at everyone else's window. I'm looking at Arsenal's window, and I would say Chelsea had the biggest gap to make up because you've got to go from 4th to 1st. We've got the second biggest gap to make up because we've got to go from 2nd or 3rd, really, because the last 20 games of the season, we were 3rd behind City.
You're hovering for the last second for the last half a decade, bro. You've been hovering on at second. What's taking you over the line?
We might not get there, but we've made the signings to try and get there. That's what I'm saying. You signed a Zubimendi,
and so have Chelsea.
Gyökeres. You're trying to win it.
We're trying to win the league, bro. We're just doing it in a different manner.
Guys, this is turning to chaos. Let us know in the comments what you think. Who's had a better window so far? What I'm saying to you, Mark, is doing business, but overall, you can run as a Brighton. Brighton do better business than Chelsea.
We make more profit, we buy more players.
They're better than Chelsea. Yeah? Brighton do better business than any other club in the Premier League. They do better business than anyone else. Tony Bloom runs that club better than anyone else. They are not as good as Chelsea. They're not going to finish above Chelsea this season. You've got to challenge for the Premier League and Champions League or die trying. So that's my point. You've done good business. Don't get me wrong. By the way, our business is not done.
You can't compare Chelsea to Brighton. They're two different models. Way two different models. Brighton bringing youngsters.
You're talking about running a business. You're talking about running a business, yeah? Tony Bloom runs that club as a business better than anyone else so far.
Fine, you're talking about, okay, I agree. They run the business better, but it doesn't mean that Arsenal run the better business than Chelsea. That's what we're talking about, bro. You're bringing in frigging Brighton, and I agree. Brighton too, and even Liverpool, bruv. Their numbers, especially since they didn't frigging sign anyone last year, it's not surprising that they're making up for it. I think they also do amazing business.
Absolutely, they do.
Their club. Exactly. But don't compare Chelsea and Arsenal, because Arsenal have made some dead signings. You still haven't crossed the line.
Bro, you just rated our signings.
No.
You rated our signings.
I have rated your signings. I do love your signings. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not lying like you, bro. I'm not trying to trigger anyone. I'm just telling facts, bro.
You're talking about spending money, yeah? Okay,
I'm talking about we've had a better window overall.
You've done resale value.
The shipping off signings, you ain't made no money on it, bro. In fact, you've lost.
Take into account the money we've saved from not spending in the last 2 windows. So that's why we're spending big, and it looks like we're making a loss. But you take the last 3 windows into account, we're not actually, because we actually haven't spent in the last 2 windows. We've managed to sustain second, which is whatever. But now we're making this is the window you're going to have to judge Arsenal by. Everyone's going to judge Arsenal in this window. If we don't win it next season, you've got to say it's been a failure. But so far, so good. I'm happy with our window. It's not, but this window was never about resale value for not the rubbish, but the people that we need to clear out. This was never about that. We saved money on the last 2 windows, Mark. That's what we did. And you've done good business, getting your money back for João Felix, recouping money elsewhere. No doubt. But that is Chelsea's model. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments before me and Mark disintegrate into madness. I loved the chat. I want to hear the comments. Mark, You land the plane for us, my guy.
Guys, like, who do you actually agree with? The Chelsea boy or the Arsenal bottler? Let us know in the comments down below. This will be very interesting to read. We read and reply to every single comment. And if you want to see more of our content, click this video right here for more of that chaos. And we'll see you, beautiful people, in the next one. Peace, guys.